All right, what's going on, guys? We're skipping the intro today and getting straight into it because fucking Nasdaq left me damn high and dry. Gave me like the worst case of fucking blue balls today. I didn't take a trade. Let me open up my trade copier. This is the P&L card right here. You can see that there's like a little bit of up and down, like on these two accounts. That's just some bullshit. I went to take a trade last night on gold. Then I realized I accidentally placed the contracts on NQ. It went against me. I closed that. I went back to gold, then realized that Top Step scaled back gold, so you can't even enter with proper position sizing to actually like get anywhere close to passing my account. So my TP theoretically was going to be like 60 or 70 bucks with the max amount of contracts that I could trade. So I just got out that shit and realized I was fucking wasting my time. Anyways, to get into today, pretty much after the first like 30 minutes of market open, draw was pretty clear that we're going to go lower, but there was just no good entries. Today was a big day. God was just testing me. He was testing me because I usually would take this trade and and today it would have hit. But most of my losses, like once you get to a certain point where you see all of my losses come from trading and chop like fucking this. So let's just go straight into it, right? Going into the day, we're literally, as you can see, we're just chopping slowly, slowly, slowly. We're in between. I have a lot of levels marked, but if you just look at these top and bottom ones, you can see that we already took out previous day low right here now. But at the time, we were in between previous day low and previous day high, just kind of chopping around in this range. On the lower time frame, you can see that pre-market news, the 8:30 unemployment, swept us up here. It was a good setup. I think it was like a 15-minute gap here. We swept all these lows, got a good inversion to the upside, blah, 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 whatever, right? But at the time, we were still respecting this 4-hour gap here, this big ass 4-hour that's right here. We also had like gaps to the left of us. I wanted to be more bullish just because we still were holding this 4-hour gap, but it was kind of conflicting bias because this high over here from yesterday had swept out these highs, making this high resistance. So this is like not really a place I would, really want to target per se. But it's like I just wanted to wait for clear displacement or a clear draw on liquidity or something. It looks like I accidentally moved this to the left here by accident. Put this back where it's supposed to be. But let's just go into what is the first setup we see of the day, right? So market opens. We retrace into this 5-minute gap. We do get a 30-second short here. There's no other 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, nothing, just this 30-second, which zooming in and taking a 30-second inside of this range right here is just something I just don't want to do. This is where all of my losses come from. Like, I know that if I had taken this trade and lost it, I would have told myself the same thing. You keep trading and chop. Why do you keep trading and chop? Don't trade and chop. So I just didn't take the trade, right? But it does play out expeditiously. We go straight to these lows. We take out everything. If you fucking hold this shit all the way to previous day low, you're probably like a millionaire right now. Anyways, right? Another reason why I didn't want to take this trade, we're inside of this 15-minute gap here. We also are like inside 5-minute gap. So it's just like draw is not clear. I don't know where we want to go yet. So I'm just going to wait. Then we start dumping, right? Initially, I see this 15-minute gap here to the left of us. On the lower time frame, we do start reacting out of it slightly. Like we touch into it, go up here. Once we close below on the higher time frame on this 15-minute, I'm like, all right, it's time to be bearish. Let's fucking get this shit down to these previous day lows over here, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for previous day low. I'm lit. Let's go. Now we're bearish. It's easy. Then on the lower time frame, you can see 10 a.m. opens up. We kind of fuck around some more. We put in this 15-minute gap above us. Oh shit, let's go. We got a 15-minute gap. Now we just got to wait for a retracement. We retrace into this. You can see while we're retracing too, we just put in all of this low resistance. Low after low after low after low. I suck at drawing on the Mac, but you get the picture, right? We're making all of this low resistance right here. My dick is getting super hard and my balls are swelling at this point. But you get what I'm saying, right? We don't get a entry though. No 1 minute, no 2 minute, no 3 minute. There's a 30-second, but like, bro, look at this 30-second, bro. I would be an idiot to take this, bro. If we touched in this gap 30 times and then finally closed below it here and I entered, I would be like hella mad at myself if we went back up here, especially because we put a 30-minute gap at the stop loss. We don't really need to take it because we've already rebalanced the 15-minute, but we needed a good entry. Like, I'm not gonna take, how many candles is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 candles for us to inverse this gap. I'm never taking that in a million years. So faded that setup. Did play out though perfectly. Looks amazing, right? So this is just like, and at the end of this, I'm gonna do a 3-for-1. I didn't mention that, but I'm gonna do a 3-for-1 for y'all because this I haven't recorded my trade recaps over the past 2 days. I won on Monday. I would have won on all my accounts, but I only won on eval because I woke up late at like 9:45. Got on the charts, just took took a trade on Top Step because my trade copia wasn't open at the time. Tuesday, I just took a bad loss, trading in chop, literally. So like this kind of exact setup with this 30-second up here that I didn't take today that would have won. I pretty much took it yesterday and lost. You'll see. But last setup of the day, what do we get? We continue to trade lower. We open up a 5-minute right before this previous day low here. So I'm still looking to be bearish. It's 10:40. So I'm like, all right, it's getting towards the end of the session, but let's see if we get an entry. We don't, right? We trade into this 5-minute, no 30-second, no nothing. There is like, I was thinking maybe this is a 30-second, but once you put the line, you can, let me put this back on. Once you put the line on there, you can see like this is not a gap, right? So unless you took a trade off this 15-second, let me see what the 15-second looks like, which I don't touch the 15-second chart. It's just too much for me. And oh yeah, we even had multiple gaps here. So you would have had to close below this, which, oh yeah, that's not a good close. So it's like, you don't really want this either. So this is just like no entries, like super clear draws, no entries. You could have entered off discretion, but it's just like, this is like I'm trying to focus on cutting out my easy losses. And I feel like all of these, every single time, right before you take it, it's like you get a flashback to like when you lost taking this trade. It's just like not clear enough for me, right? And I say that after taking a bad trade on Tuesday and like taking a trade that wasn't that clear. But overall, I'm still good. I'm still up from last Friday. If we check the accounts real quick, you can see that we're still like, we are a little bit in drawdown just because we took the loss on Tuesday. But overall, we're still, $300 above the balance, blah, blah, blah. This eval is still on eval. This is about to get passed soon. We only need 1,000 more bucks on that one. So like, I'm really chilling. I just want to follow my process. I know that me fading these trades and me not taking these trades is going to end up playing out in the long run because it just builds my discipline. It'll make me take trades that only I'm very confident in. So just trying to get there. But come on, bro. You can bro, look at this trade, bro. This would have been so beautiful, man, if we just got this 30-second close here right away. Or if we just got like a 1-minute or 2-minute, or if we reswept and took this 30-minute. Like, there's just a lot to be like, this is good, but it's like, it's just not A plus. Like, we didn't get that last push for it to really be A plus plus plus, which is the only trades I really want to be taking at this point. Like, yeah, I might slip up. Yeah, I might do this and that, but I want to be mainly taking A plus 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 plus. But anyway, if you guys like the video, give it a like. I mean, there's still the rest of this video. So I appreciate y'all. Look at the trades I just took. See ya. Yo, what's good, guys? We are back. Sorry for the bad quality. We are in the car with a trade recap because I am actually back home right now in Virginia. I normally stay in Florida for my job, so let's just pull this up. I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's get into today and yesterday, too, because I didn't post a trade recap, and I'll go over why right now. So this is starting yesterday. The reason why I didn't take a trade is simply because I didn't wake up till 9:45. So let me just I literally did. I woke up at 9:45, got on the charts at this marker right here. So going into yesterday, if you guys traded, it was Tuesday. So yeah, Tuesday, February 10th. It was honestly the draw on liquidity was pretty what's it called? Obvious. So it was pretty obvious this day that we were bullish just because we had all of these stacked up highs above us here. We also had on the higher time frame highs up here to the left of us, more highs, and we just pumped up a bunch and we're reacting off of this 4-hour here. Perfect. So we are already reacting off of this 4-hour. We are looking for a resweep of these lows to look for a setup long, which is exactly what we got. If we go down to the 1-minute, you can see that here I can back this up back to the open. So we're up here. 9:30 opens up. We sweep out these lows. And we get this first inversion. A lot of people got cooked on this 1 minute long because they took this inversion. Why did I not take it? Because I wasn't awake yet. In hindsight, honestly, if I was on the charts at first when I saw this, I was like, I probably wouldn't have taken that. But honestly, if we look to the left, we've swept out all of these low resistance lows to the left of us, even down to this lowest one over here. Can draw that across. Oops. There we go. And even if you go like out on the higher time frame, you can see like this is the lowest low out of all these out of all this like accumulation right here. So we manipulated and swept out all of these lows to the left of us and then got an inversion upwards. I probably would have taken this. Right. Also, but right after, what do we do? Let me just fix this real quick. We sweep it out on one of these next candles. Boom, we get stopped out. I don't have a 30-second chart here, but if I was on the charts, well, I was on the charts, but I was still at this point evaluating what was going on. There was a 30-second inversion here that I would have took. I would have took this 30-second inversion probably to this 5-minute gap up here. So you have a bearish 5-minute gap right here. On this 30-second, I don't know where it closed, but even if we close at the top of this candle, TP up here, stop here, and then I think this ends up playing out, right? I'm not sure. Yep, it does. Where I ended up taking a trade, I might have even taken partials here and held to the rest of the highs because what I did end up taking is this 5-minute inversion here. So I waited. I didn't get any setup down here, but this 5-minute was perfect. It was super valid. I saw the 3-minute, but we want to take the highest time frame inversion of the leg. 5-minute long right here. Stop below these bodies right here. And then TP. Where did I set my TP? Fuck. I might have just taken a 1-to-1. Or I think I might have just I might have just put my, I think what I did. Fuck. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Let me check my executions on Top Step. Okay, yeah. So I just looked. I ended up just holding it to this high right here. I got stop, take profit at 430. I think I just did a 1-to-1 like this, like the opposite way. I set my TP at that high and then just put my stop at a 1-to-1. Because if we're going to retrace after closing all the way up here, if we're going to retrace down to this low, it's probably going to be done anyway. And I was just super confident in this draw after we were distributing. So, yeah, we ended up delivering to that, and then we come reject, but I was already out of the trade at this point. I only took this trade on eval, though. That was the one thing, too, is that I was confident in it, but since we were so, like, premiumed on this 5-minute, I just... And I also, I mean, I don't know why I'm acting like I was awake long enough. I didn't have my trade copia. Oh, I don't know why I'm opening it now. I didn't have my trade copia even open. So I didn't have my copy trader open to even copy trade. So I just hopped on Top Step real quick, took this, and then made this 1,000 right here yesterday. So that had put me at 52,300. So I only needed 700 more, but obviously you can see I lost 300 today. Let's go over that. Let me actually pull up my trade copier. As you can see here, I lost 150 across all of my Apex accounts, these 4 Apex accounts. And then this is that one eval that I lost 300 because I have the size doubled. This practice account is literally a practice account for 150K that I just use to actually place the trades on so it copies to everything exactly how I want it to. So let's go over that. Okay, so now we're on today. On the higher time frame, I was still bullish because at the time you can see we're still delivering from this 4-hour gap to the left of us. On the 1 hour too, we just have this huge gap in price to the left that we're still respecting. We also have a little bit of draws to the upside still. I went to the daily by accident. But on the 4-hour, we still have this intermediate 4-hour high that's just kind of like an obvious draw for us. And we also had these staggered highs right before open, though we did sweep them out, or like right off of the open. Go down to the lower time frame. We put in this 15-minute gaps, and we also put in these bullish gaps below us. So I was really just bullish, expecting us to kind of do the same thing as yesterday, sweep down into one of these gaps, and then retrace higher. And honestly, there wasn't really a trade today. I'm going to start zooming this forward so we can see what we actually did. Let me point out the open. But honestly, today I shouldn't have taken this trade because this is just accumulation. Like if we look here off the open, we come sweep out the lows and the highs. So it's kind of like, oh shit, what are we doing? Then we dump a little bit. Okay, so we're inside of this 15-minute gap. We're inside of this 30-minute. We also opened up an hourly. But where did I get cooked, right? I end up getting cooked while we're inside of this 15-minute gap. And I know it's almost like looking back at this is like I should really know better. And this was just kind of like this. Okay, so this is exactly why I thought this trade was valid, right? So I ended up taking this 30. There's a 30-second inversion on this gap here that I can't show you on TradingView. I could show you on Top Step if I really wanted to, but you'll just have to trust me, right? I went off of the 30-second gap here. Why did I think this was anywhere valid? Because looking at this chart on Nasdaq, it looks super ass. Like, why would you even take this trade in accumulation? The reason why I took it is because we did have an SMT here at this low. So this was the other 15-minute gap. So we have that other 15-minute gap here. We tapped it. We start rejecting out of it. ES comes back down here. So I mark out this 15-minute over here on ES and I go down to the 1 minute. You can see at this 9:40 whatever time, ES was pushing deeper into this gap. Right. So I saw this as some sort of manipulation to now go higher. We have our manipulation. We swept out liquidity, which we did on ES. So it's valid for us to long on NASDAQ. We got a 30-second inversion with low resistance right here. Oops. Delete that so I can better picture it. Low resistance right here above us. So I was thinking, all right, we have a little bit of low resistance. We have these two highs. We also opened up 945 right here. So we opened up 945, put in this high right here, put in a second high, manipulated lower with this SMT 30-second inversion. I'm thinking longs is perfect. Why is this trade bad? I think, well, the main reason is because we didn't sweep out these lows on NASDAQ. I mean, yeah, we had the SMT, but in general, this is literally just us trading in the middle of chop. And even on ES, who did sweep out this low, it's not like a light bulb accumulation. It's not like ES manipulated all the way down here and NASDAQ stayed in accumulation. Like ES looks the exact same. It just looks like, it literally just looks slightly different. It's just a chop, but it's going downwards like this instead of sideways. So it's going slightly downwards instead of sideways for accumulation, which isn't much different. It still just looks the same. Like there's no light bulb here. There's no, oh my God, this is so obvious. This is just like kind of a dumb long, honestly, in hindsight. Another reason why it's bad is if you're going to look at the SMT with NASDAQ, right, and think, all right, well, ES is pushing lower off this SMT. That's going to push us higher. That's going to be our manipulation. But the thing with this trade is that NASDAQ is the only one with targets higher. So on NASDAQ, we had this high that we swept. So this is not valid, right? We're targeting, besides this tiny amount of low resistance, these two highs right here on the lower time frame, which don't even show up on like probably above a 5 minute. It shows as one high, so it's all right. But this high right here that we're targeting is high resistance liquidity. We're targeting a high that already swept out other highs. We do have other highs above to the left of us over here that is pretty nice draw on liquidity, but ES doesn't have that. We're using ES for this SMT, but ES has no draws above. In fact, we're actually in a higher time frame gap, I think, on ES. On the 4 hour, are we on the gap? Oh, no, we're not. Oh, wait, maybe we are. Let me go back to the left. Sorry. Yeah, okay, so on ES, it looks way more bearish. We literally have this 4 hour gap to the left of us on ES, and we just swept out all of these highs while respecting this 4 hour gap heavily. So if we swept out all of the other external draws on ES besides this high all the way up here to the left, we're inside this 4 hour gap and we swept all this. If we're going to use ES to push us up, ES has zero draws. ES has zero reason to go higher, and I'm using ES as a confluence to say, hey, now we're going to go higher. It just doesn't make sense. So, but honestly, like, it feels it kind of feels good for a second when you're not over risking. I'm used to over risking, so usually losses hurt way more. But I literally all I did was lose 150 on these 25Ks. So you can see here, like I had a $1,500 drawdown starting today. So if I took 10 more trades at this exact risk, I would have to lose 10 times for me to blow this account. And I mean, these are on 800, 700, but still, I have to lose quite a few more times for me to even get close to these blowing these accounts. So it feels kind of good that like I'm not really in direct risk of anything. I'm not over risking or nothing. Like I took a loss, yeah. It was a dumb loss, yeah. But that's the reason why I make this video and I just correct it. Simple as that. The rest of this day, I'll just kind of quickly say like we started to dump. I was looking for shorts after this. After seeing us dump here and disrespect these gaps, I'm like, all right, well, it's time for us to look for lower, especially down to like this sell side down here, and potentially like ES had a higher time frame sell model down here. I still expect ES is in real time, so I still expect us to take this eventually, probably like later in the night or in the PM session or something. But there was no trade going down to those lows. So I just ended up, getting off the charts, took that loss, took it to the chin, realized, hey, that's not a trade I should have taken. Whatever. I'm going to document it. Yesterday, great trade. And we'll just continue to follow the rules, continue to be disciplined. So I appreciate you guys for watching. If you like the video, give it a like. If you dislike the video, give it a dislike. Leave a comment with any thoughts or, support me or not. I don't give a fuck. Have a great day.